Yo merasa
Hotel, Coffee should snap because Sprout is there. But finally, KINGUIN get themselves on the board.
Yeah, once they initiate the fight, okay, another Lucent Beam, that's going to be a death of Jerax. It's hard if they try to go on a hero during the nighttime. As I mentioned, the Lunar Blessing Vision. I see more when Lunas are in 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3 scenarios. They sometimes get Lunar Blessing level 2 on level 3, or they just get it on level 4. They just skip 1 point of Moonblaze just for the extra damage output. Because it scales well 8 damage for right click.
It's paying off, isn't it? That chilling touch. With that 1 point of Lunar Blessing, I mean, the Glaive's not really doing too much like you're mentioning there, but they still get the kill as Nisha has made a rotation. Level 7 hits, comes on in, and takes down Fly. S4 has killed off Pantos in the bottom lane as we're watching top, but here's the spread. Nisha caught, Treant's out. Verified to save his life and turns with a flat cannon to bring down the Treants 1 by 1. No one else entering the arena here, so KINGUIN, they're all very low on regen. Will have to fall back, but you know what they've got? The cost is a big shrine there for all 4 of them to regen up nicely.
Oh, 4-man shower. That always feels nice. Just don't rock the soap.
Under attack.
No matter how many times you make that same joke,
it never gets old.
It never gets old. It never gets old. So
whenever I see probably 4 people on the shrine, I even made a meme out of it.
That's what you think of as 4 men.
Oh, did you check my Twitter? You didn't even...
Today?
You even follow me, Gary.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I posted a great picture. 4-man shrine. You should check it.
Okay, I will. I'll go and retweet it as well. Nisha, while we're talking nonsense, LSAX has TP'd in. The cold feet, Seb runs back into the AA after taking the cold feet off, and it looks like the poor little AA hitting a crit down, chasing Capsule now as Jirax lines up the Fisher, blocks off the Rubik's retreat, but without the shapeshift. No real chase potential or damage output from OG to finish it off. One lane that we haven't really looked at though is bottom lane. S4, Arcane's Null Bottle, 41 and 12. The same CS pretty much as the Gyrocopter in the mid, while Sand King down at 32 and 1.
Oh, look at him just spamming Luna.
The TP from this No-Tail Prophet, with that Wrath of Nature, significant amounts of damage. They've even got a nice little bounty rune there. S4, Bottle Jirax. Jirax? Hello? Your Leshrac has a bottle. Okay, he takes 1 bounty rune. And lets Leshrac take the other one.
And he didn't even use the bottle on him because he was probably mad you should not steal it from me.
How dare you?
Bottom tower is under attack.
Do we have Edict? We do. Level 2, in fact. As they move on to that tier 1 down the bottom lane. But OG, we didn't really kind of look at the... No, we talked about it in passing, but the timing they were looking for, right? They've got Helm on the Lycan, they'll move into Necro, they've got Edict on the Shrek, they'll have level 6 on Visage soon. And those trees. Oh, he's dead. That's a lot of damage going through. Shapeshift not up for 25, so it looks like the Gyro with that 1 cooldown will manage to deter the Lycan from going any further.
And Lycan healing is so ridiculous, 22 per second.
Yeah, with Helm and Feral Impulse.
He got that snare.
The Dark Troll is there. Pantos drills an Epicenter, tries to turn his back to No-Tail. It's a good amount of damage. It does pop from the corpse pit. Seb with Shapeshift ready. Could go in towards Nisha here as he charges forward with the wolves. S4 is slaying people elsewhere. So we'll keep our eyes on mid as a Gyrocopter is down. Lycan onto Elder-Sash. The TP is coming through. Thick and fast. Capsule arrives. But Lycan sprinting away on all 4s. Gets back to the nice, warm, cozy, cuddly time of Earthshaker there as the wolves in their hellbent take down the AA.
Good micro from Seb. Goes in aggressively. Yeah, this Rubik is only level 4, 10 minutes in. They don't really have kill potential. Another clap.
Well, this switch is going to secure it as well. Jirax with Enchant Totem slaps, and down he goes. But yeah, back to the kind of timing here from OG. They're almost there. They're almost hitting it. And once they start pushing into these objectives, once they start moving around the map as a pack, how does KINGUIN deal with it?
You're gonna need to use Sanking, who's really farmed in their team. He's on top of net worth, getting closer to the Blink Dagger, 800 gold away. They're gonna need to get that and start playing aggressively, play maybe around the Gyro, has a cooldown ready.
Try and defend the towers as far of themselves. I mean, AA should be getting that Ice Blast as soon as possible. Definitely one of the big tools there that the Radiant team has to play around with. But at hero levels, I mean, my goodness. Lycan Leshrac, level 10. Gyro Sanking, level 9. Luna is level 6 at 11 minutes.
Invisibility!
And Visage is level 7, and he bought the Tome, so he's gonna be almost level 9 from that. Because their Shaker doesn't really need the Tome, even though he has a Birds. Other cores can go Jungle Nature's Prophet, Lycan, which leaves a lot of extra speed to the supports. See, when he uses, almost level 9. And that's a full medallion. We never mentioned Grave Chill, especially when the cores don't have a BKB or when the BKBs are on cooldown. That lasts so long, 7-second duration, attack and movement speed.
It's pretty huge. And here, right here, this is what we were talking about, guys. Tier 1, see ya, buddy.
And welcome to the zoo. The ticket for the kids is $5.
Radiant's top tower.
$2 if you buy Kellogg's cornflakes and get the little ticket at the back of that. Nisha Fisher lined up. So the line with the cooldown did not. They do have the vortex there to follow through, as Seb will finally die, but KINGUIN in an awkward position. That observer was scouted by the Wolves. Nisha TP successful, as Leshrac doesn't quite get in on top of him fast enough, but they find the AA at the very least with a few nice body blocks from the Wolfie. As for up to a dominating streak now, top of the net worth as well, closing in on 6,000. Leshrac having an absolutely wonderful game. And then Fly with a medallion. OG can start thinking about Roshan soon. The trouble is, No Tail is being eyed up. They'll move in on him every single day. I think Roshan is dead. Throws out the Wrath of Nature as Exotic Deer, half HP. Is Lycan going to go for this? Seb is sprinting in. TP quick. You have the damage. Not quite. Patos does Burrow Strike, and that Fisher not quite in time.
They're smoked. They want to play. They have Gyro level 10 with drums. AA is level 6 finally, so they have that global presence.
And where's this smoke going? Pinging high ground. Jirax, 750 from his blink. We've already seen the Sanking get some good utilization out of the blink that he's picked up for himself. Killing the Earthshaker here seems like a decent pick-off if you delay that Blink Dagger, but he's got Echo Slam. Scouted out by the Exort, cold feet. Okay, the damage is just way too much. Jirax pings out and says there's a ward there, though, right?
Yeah, there, exactly.
Radiant's
Top
middle
lane Lash is gonna kill Katsur, who's out of position, way too greedy, trying to make something happen, outpush the lanes, but way too deep.
No 15-minute blink for him this time around. He's struggling to get arcane boots even.
Classic with the wolves, and the Centaur didn't even need a hero to kill him.
Remember when mid lane used to be different and Shadow Demon was a top pick?
Yeah.
And you'd always have this area here where you'd block them in with it. Yeah, I missed that. It was so cool.
Under attack.
Oh well, doesn't really happen anymore too often. Shadow Demon not really a big pick, but there's so many cool things you can do in this game, honestly.
Radiant's top tower is under
of
attack.
Dota 2, guys. Top lane Treants up onto the tier 2. Big Daddy with drums into BKB.
I love the build. Most of the Furians go for a greedy build, but he wants
Radiant's
to be able to survive. This gives you tank in it, this gives you damage, and everything they have so far is magical.
Again, for me, that feels like, No Tail is very, very aware of that kind of convergence of the rest of his heroes, right? They're synchronizing together. They'll have Necro 2 or Necro 3. They'll have BKB on Prophet.
Yeah, most of the players think, especially the Pavans, I need the Bloodthorn to sound.
That is the only kill they'll get right now, but 2-man bonus shot, getting the ice blast as well, but the Earthshake with no echo slam, nothing cast. OG caught pants down, trying to contest the ancient stacks, but they will lose everything.
Great positioning from KINGUIN. They were sitting on a high ground and they have good zoning tools, big epicenter, AA blast, and Eclipse, a lot of magical damage, so I expect someone to build a pipe. Yeah, Visage is buying Hood. He should upgrade it to the pipe right after.
Roshan still an objective here that OG can go for. Seb trying to get into his Necro too. Jirac still 700 gold away from that blink. Needs a bit more farm time.
Also, he needs levels now. He didn't get the tome, which is alright, but he didn't get any of the kills before the fight starts. He dies, so he's still level 6. And level 1 Aftershock, ulti just doesn't deal that much damage.
True.
Yes, you're playing position for Earthshaker, so South Fisher, or just get it to level 3 and then get the Aftershock because you're not getting levels fast enough.
Hey, I mean, he's like pos 5 this game, right? Level 10 on Fly. This Visage is racing away. And how does the Visage compare to the other supports? Level 11 Visage, level 9 Rubik, 7 AA, Nature's Wrath thrown out. Just trying to push these lanes a little bit here as a tier 1 top grabbed by Exotic Deer. Fly just jungling, trying to get that hood complete. Looks very close to it. No tail, back in the jungle. And it seems like they want to slow things down a little bit here. Try and get these key items before their next big excursion out onto the map. Go on a bit of a family holiday towards the tier 2s and Roshan.
Even Seb has pipe queued up. So that's a similar concept of what 33 does when he plays Broodmother. He gets Helmet to Dominator and gets pipe after that. First he gets Medallion, of course. So he can siege the towers. Pop all the... Right now they're going to pop the Necronomicon, the extra creep they have, and use a pipe.
Well, Fly not going to abuse the Visage just yet. I'm pretty. They haven't fixed it, I'm pretty sure, but there's still a place that you can have your birds on the little cliff there, or whatever you want to call it. There used to be a spot up here. I don't know if that still exists, but you can solo Roshan with just birds. He gets stuck here and can't attack them. And I think we've seen one of the Turkish teams exploit that little funkiness in Dota 2. But Fly, honourable gentleman, not doing any cheesy stuff, keeping his birds close, keeping them tight and safe.
So now it's go time. Earthshaker bought the Blink Dagger and they needed someone to buy a smoke because he's broke right now, so... a real bro.
This is going to be big. Smoking the smoke, but Epicenter going to come first. Blink, borrow on the set. There, the Lycan's gone. The track coming into TP, they're familiars. One of them drops, the other dies. Tier 1 middle lane belongs to KINGUIN here with the glyph popped. OG, they're setting up. They're looking to fight. Jirac with that Blink Dagger you mentioned. Level 3 Aftershock up now. Oh, he's got a big target here. There's a load of them in a creep wave, but he's not going to go with the picture. There we have it. Jirac's in. 2-man. Echo Slam. Atos. Blink Burrow into the back end as Jirac's burnt down, but Katsor is gone. Sand kick. Retreating away. Familiar follows with a quick stun. Illinois Pathos Sanking, but shouldn't get the job done.
Great counter initiation from Sanking in the back lines, just lowered the casualties, only Rubik died.
That could quite easily have been Gyro as well, right? If that Sanking hadn't stopped OG from transferring their targets from Rubik to Gyro. So Nisha going to be very thankful there the Sanking was around. Gyro, top of the net worth now. For the first time, it's King.
Oh, he snipes him.
In Fountain as well. Sash, hello. Goes for the 10% spell amp as well. Please tell me he's going Kaya.
He's poor. But I
don't care.
That's a poor man's axe.
He's got 900 gold saved up. Staff of Wizardry is coming. I'm telling you now. It's something with...
It's good. These two combined.
No!
So, right click on
remove it from your inventory, Elisangelo. Just drag it there to the bald man. Katsor. Oh, dearie me. Purge creep slows him. Lycan shape-shifting forward, and that's just quick and easy. Quick and easy. Unofficial. Hello, they've caught Exotic Deer. Do they have the follow-through, though? Familiar chasing forward. Luna in trouble. Sprout doesn't land.
The vision.
And it's one hit from the pocket here.
Middle tower is under under
The
attack.
familiar was catching with that nice little dunk stun down. And Luna dead, 43. Sanking Blinkborough with a cold feet, S4. With Aegis and 16 Bloodstone charges, really doesn't care too much about that initiation.
They're gonna have a hard time dealing with this push. They can even siege your base once they get the tier 2 towers. Just go for the split. Let's say Lycan on the one side and the rest on the other one. Just force them to use either Sanking ulti or Gyro Flak Cannon, and after that they can easily take a fight.
Luna, it does feel like she needs a bit more build-up time. Hurricane Pike is done, BKB on the way, but in comes the Blink Epicenter onto Fly. The Shrike looking to maybe continue this fight, but left alone to his own devices. He's 1 versus 3, makes that 4 or 5 as the rest of KINGUIN come in, but S4 cold feet with the extra damage there, does finish him off. The TP BKB. No tail in onto Rubik, takes him out. Elisash low, and the Fisher will deal a big blow there to the Ancient Apparition as Jirax doesn't get the enchant totem done, but they still find the kill.
This is the early power of the early BKB on Nature's Frog.
For sure.
Keep is in 4 heroes and they can't do anything about it. They need to run away. And I love Montel, man. He understands the item build. Sometimes it looks stupid, but I love what he says. If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
Absolutely. Shrike denies. Buys up a Yule Scepter for himself. Seb retreats with a homing missile chasing him. Jirax still lurking around. Goes for a quick TP back home.
Bottom tower is under
As
attack.
OG disengaged from that nastiness. So 11 charges now over on S4. As that Aegis obviously had been popped before. KINGUIN being sent back to their base, being held in, bunkered down. Vision, not given. They couldn't get the lift or the Lucent Beam on the Prophet as he TP's out. Nisha down to the slot lane. What happened there?
They were just way too aggressive. OG, the way they play right now, they have this global presence from the Furion, a lot of vision from treants, birds, wolves, you name it. Just say random animal, like guinea pig.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Capybara.
I don't even know what that is.
Radiant's
That's a seahorse. That's a South American big guinea pig. It's like the size of a dog.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I
They live in
don't
the
know
swamp.
what's it called in English.
Okay.
It's a swamp pig. That's
Swamp pig, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Swamp pig. Just like, Trash Panda is a raccoon. A Nope Rope is a snake.
Nope rope.
Nope Rope.
Got any more of those, Gary?
Not right now, no. I've lost track. I'm sure there's one for every animal out there. You pretty much just add doggo to the end of something,
The most anti-racist animal.
The most anti-racist animal.
Yeah. Panda is
Black and white.
Black and white and Chinese. Yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Oh, no tail, Shadowblade moving into Nullifier now. So he's starting to build up some damage on the Prophet after the BKB. But I'm pretty sure OG here, they're just trying to kind of weather the next few minutes, keep the lanes shoved out, continue farming. They know they're ahead. They just want to try and keep ahead. As this game, it's all but in the bag as long as they can secure the next Roshan. Like, next Roshan with Aegis and Cheese here for OG, I feel like the game kind of just ends. Whereas KINGUIN, they're the ones that have to do the hard work. They've got to get their hands dirty, they have to smoke, they have to find pickoffs, ganks. But I think most importantly, for the first time in this series, they have to get themselves in a position where they can actually fight around a tier 2 or around a Roshan. They need to get lanes pushed out, but they just keep struggling at doing that.
That's the problem when you have this kind of a lineup and you're stuck in your own base. You have no vision, and if you want to make a move, you need to smoke. And if you're out of smokes, you're just not gonna win this kind of a game because you're stuck. Yeah, this happens. You're stuck in your own base, and you're gonna get out farmed.
And that is exactly what's happening. A Luna, sub 10k, Sanking. He's had a decent game. Blink, Force, and Yule's here for Patos. Still, though, looking pretty rough as Leshrac moving into a BKB of his own after the Bloodstone. Yule's Lycan, same story. Hype and BKB for Seth going to be coming out as the fight starts to kick off. Leshrac will get caught here. A lot of damage thrown his way, but the Eclipse not doing anything. Exotic Deer is having to deal with all of these summons, and the Lycan comes in and runs out. Easy 1-for-1 trade, but the thing is, the Bloodstone charges from S4 means he's alive in 5 seconds' time.
Does he have BOTs? No gold. Maybe if he sells the bottle and the teleport, he's gonna have enough. Yeah, he's doing it, man.
Come back into the fight, yeah. He doesn't sell the bottle for now, but he's 7 gold away. There's 8% to try to bring down Fluff, but he's so tanky. With a great Peter's Cloak and the Black Echo. Jirax in on top of them. KINGUIN, 3 heroes down, it looks like. As the Luna buys back, but there's nothing left in the tank. No Eclipse, no cooldown. No tier 3 and no barracks. This looks like it might be it. Doors are closing as OG slams it shut in front of KINGUIN's faces. Exotic Deer and Nisha will have to try their damn hardest to keep this base alive, but defending bottom rack's not an opportunity. They move in towards mid. 17, 19, 30 seconds. These are big numbers, and I'm struggling to count them as KINGUIN need to wait for their respawn timers to come through.
Yeah, this is definitely 2 set of practice, and they're gonna go for the third. They know that there's no Epi, there's no Luna. Luna feels really squishy now. No BKB has a defensive item in Hurricane Pike, but that's it. Okay, ulti, but is there any follow-up? Where's the Sanking? He's dead.
He's dead. They've got pipes, a pipe and a hood. But with that Ice Blast, they move high ground and to clear up Seb. They were waiting around for a little while there, but I'm not sure why. And that telekinesis blow takes down the Visage, and they lose 1.5 lanes, 2 melee racks, 1 ranged.
Almost 3-2, 3-1 gold.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Saw from fly? Yeah, there we go. Let's see.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
There's no funny meme numbers in here. Illusion. It's all boring.
Well, this is gonna be one last hurrah. Gyro has Butterfly queued up, but I think he needs to go all in if somehow they can survive long enough to get him a Divine Raper. And also Sanking purchased a gem, so they want to get rid of the Vision.
Roshan fast spawn in 25. They blink towards S4, and they've actually caught him here. With that telekinesis up, he's got your set up the homing missile by some time. The damage seems to have already been done though, as another Bloodstone suicide arrives from Leshrac. And KINGUIN, they're out on the map, they're getting pickoffs, but you called it earlier, that's a relatively empty kill. You take some Bloodstone charges away from the Leshrac, but it doesn't get you any real foothold on the map.
Yeah, they only managed to take down 2 towers, and that's it. So not enough gold, and that gold is even reduced in the current patch. So Luna actually farmed the BKB. That's gonna be great in the team fight unless she gets focused by a Lycan. Immediate smoke from OG. They're lurking around the Roche pit. Roche will respawn in a minute.
No tail just TPs onto Shrine. This is a bit of a bait here as well. Jirax has been scouted. They should know this ward exists because they popped Necro and the Necro got a hit on it. Maybe they just weren't paying attention, but yes. Jirax will go around the long way as KINGUIN.
Has fallen.
Very interesting positioning from them. They're being scouted by a wolf though. Luna has been seen. OG knows exactly where KINGUIN are.
So does KINGUIN.
Flying no tail. Shadow Blade forward. Oh dear. Look at that gem there. No tail.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
OG, that was an absolutely busy up.
Base, forced to use a glyph.
Oh, you're right. The Lycan's knocking on the door. I guess that was the plan then. Try and bait that fight to happen around the Roshan while the Lycan takes the base. But unfortunately for No Tail, wasn't able to survive long enough, and in comes the big bad wolf. Katsok dropping low, dead to Seb. Platos and Exotic Deer giving this one a bit of a chase. With that homing missile forward, they could have maybe followed through, but Jirax is still lurking around in the shadows. That's bottom tier, or top tier 3 getting pressured as well. Now you called for a rapier on Gyro, and I see a courier moving to the shop, but I think this might just be an Eagle song.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just wants to get rid of the right clicks coming out from the Lycan and the Visage Birds, but I still think he should have risked it and go for a Divine Raper. There are 2 set of racks down in 3 racks, 1 range is still on the mid.
Oh, Roshan's alive. Feels like it's about time. KINGUIN like you mentioned with that gem, they've dewarded pretty much everything here. OG with no wards out on the map. Where's my Visage? No wards on Jirax. No vision here for OG at all as KINGUIN, they smoke as 5. Looking for a pick off, and this fight, this could be Roshan for them as they find S4, blow him up pretty damn quickly. Trying to retreat away as the familiars, they're in trouble. Gotta drop them on the floor. KINGUIN. Illusion rune for the Luna. They've got to defend bottom lane though, that's the trouble. They've moved all the way from mid, like 3,000 range over towards the bottom rune area. And they can't go take Roshan now.
They're building towards BKBs. They need BKB on Seb, which he just finished. Also, Earthshaker has one queued up. Visage wants to get the Crimson Guard against the Gyro Flak Cannon, one of the best items you can get.
The Shrek, 10-second BKB on S4. Things looking pretty good. As bottom lane going to reach the high ground again. Illusions unable to defend. As NOTAIL and Jirax pairing up there to clear out the way. Force some kind of retreat here, but it's KINGUIN playing on the offensive yet again. BKB from Seb is available, but he's going to hold it for now. No teammates in the vicinity. There was no one nearby to try and turn that fight, so dying there, not using BKB, perfectly reasonable. Keep that 10-second charge, except for the fact that he has no buyback.
Nature's Prophet's faking a TP in their base.
Radiant's
He's going top. This one isn't a fake. He's going in for real. Tier 3. It is open and available, but Roshan has been taken by KINGUIN, and this is and the cheese for Gyro and Luna respectively, now trying to stop the Prophet, but a BKB TP gets NOTAIL out of dodge.
So that's a full butterfly for Gyro. I'm still cheering for a Divine Rapier now. He's 6,000 gold away from it, but
he'll get there.
Eventually, yeah.
Potentially he kills off NOTAIL here with no BKB. Oh, he's got Shadow Blade. Do we have Reveal? We do have Capsule jumping in with a dust, and yeah, that will be the end of NOTAIL. Very quickly dispatching the Nature's Prophet from the top lane. KINGUIN, the past, 6 minutes or so, they've been in the right places at the right time. They're slowly building up to a point where they've got lanes pushed out toward objectives. And with, a lane and a half racked down, this is pretty impressive from KINGUIN.
Is under attack.
Their lineup will start to fall off. Lycan, he doesn't get much stronger than this. Yeah. Like this is his timing, or his timing has already passed because how this game is going. It's looking really good for KINGUIN right now. You have a Prophet who's the core, and Lesh doesn't scale that well. Yes, he can get a ton of the items, but still, everyone we're pressuring the tier 3s right now.
They get one hit. One hit on the tier 3. 96% HP, 4%. There we go. That's the pressure. OG. Where are we heading now? 3 Bloodstone charges on S4. Unfortunate for him, but NOTAIL. Nullifier. In towards Exotic Deer. Capsule here with the look back. Fisher will in place for now. BKB cheese. This is a hard kill in any circumstance. Seb moves in, but the damage, look at the physical right clicks, and then Sports BKB not really doing too much here against the Luna Gyro. He will turn back toward El Sash and take that AA with him, but Patos falls in with the Burrow Strike.
Suicide.
Bloodstone Suicide, is it ready? Oh, it is.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Radiant losing out on their mid-range barracks though, a bit of damage coming their way. OG losing their pace, losing their momentum. You talked about this Lycan and the kind of window was starting to close. He's like a fat man down a water slide. He needs some butter or oil to try and get him that lube down, you know?
Radiant are scared.
Luna was almost dead because she didn't have a butterfly, but managed to use the cheese. Now she has a full butterfly, so that's going to be a lot of damage mitigated with the evasion. They have a solar crest which pierces through the evasion. It's called accuracy for your info.
Thank you. Today I learned. KINGUIN, front foot. Let's go. Let's go. Exotic Deer, level 3 Eclipse ready. Nisha, BKB down to 5 seconds, which is a little bit sad for Gyro. But these BKBs have been doing absolute wonders. And OG, it feels like they've got the full back on what they were doing earlier in the game.
Middle tower
Side lanes, keep them pushed, make sure the KINGUIN really only have one avenue of attack, which is smoke ganks or running down one lane. Else they have to come back and keep addressing the split push from OG. There's no tail in a dangerous position.
Yeah, they found him, but nothing happened. I was not wrong.
Yeah, they saw him. They found him. He gets his TP out though.
So Crimson Guard is finished on this. That's going to mitigate the damage from Luna, Moonglaves, and Flak Cannon. Now that I'm thinking of Gyro's build, it could have been a bit better if you decided to go for, let's say, that Aghanim Scepter and Mjolnir build, which is popular against a lot of summons and the illusions.
Yeah, like against familiars and all of License crap. That would have been pretty cool, actually. Not this time around. Satanic Rapier is what Nisha has queued up.
That should help.
Looking for that long game. Game number 3 here in this best of 5, proving to be much closer than the previous 2. There's OJ? Yeah, OJ Simpson. Apparently he's in this game. OG unable to get that momentum and convert it into the win. They wanted to close this one out by dinner time, but it looks like we might be going a distance here.
That's 4 BKBs.
Who's missing one? Just the Visage, right? Yeah.
Visage. Have you ever called him Visage?
I think I used to when I first started casting.
I think Valve is gonna make a new patch how that word is pronounced.
They need to do it for Dagon as well, because there's no like accepted pronunciation of Dagon. Some people say Dagon. Some people say Dagon. They need one for that. But they also need one. They said, it's Aegis, not Aegis.
Radiant's
They need
middle
one
barracks
for
are
Eon
under
Disc
attack.
and Ether Lens as well. Or are they just going to accept those as correct pronunciations?
Isn't Eon Disc the correct one?
Yeah.
How do you even say this?
Aeon Disc.
Aeon Disc?
It's the same thing, right? The AE is the same as Aegis. Like, it's meant to be Aegis, Eon Disc, and Ether Lens. That's like correct pronunciation, but the Americans come along and they bastardize everything and they ruin all the English words. No, it's Aegis. But it's better than Aegis, I'll say that now. Looking at you, Mr. Toby Man.
Yeah, I think I've called it in every single possible way. Aegis.
You just copy what the other caster says, right? Consistency, that's what matters. As long as everyone's saying the same thing, it's all fine.
Yeah, let's get back into the game.
Alright then, what's happening?
Any big items?
The seeds of fortune.
Gyro getting closer to his Satanic. They're gonna catch him.
That split up.
Lock him, yes they can.
No way. He has no buyback.
Radiant's top tower is
Are
under
you
attack.
serious?
He has no buyback. 65 gold until he has buyback.
Radiant's top
Nisha,
tower
dead for
has
80
fallen.
seconds.
Radiant structures.
This can't be how it ends for KINGUIN. They've done so well coming back into this game. That is an absolute disaster.
Do the
Radiant's middle
countdown.
barracks
47.
Let's just open it up. 43, 42, 41. He's already there. Bob's the BKB. 40. Tries to turn around and fly. 37. As Big Netted no tail. He's going to BKB going. The blades are bouncing. They're going to kill. 31 seconds for Gyro to return. But OG still looking pretty strong. BKB Jirax up and running. Turns back to fight. 22 seconds for Gyro to come back alive. But KINGUIN are holding their base for now. There's a 4-staff down to the low ground as Jirax retreats 10 gold away from Gyro buyback. He might not need it at this point. They will catch Jirax, but his castle will turn around on until the epicenter of Partos arrives. Killing off the familiars. Birds are dropping. Fly turns to fight, but it's S4. Stuck in the middle with you. Exontier and Elisash clear him up as Seb will retreat. Nothing gained there by OG apart from a top tier 3 and a range racks, but this top lane still stands, and so do the tier 4s as Gyro has buyback available now.
I saw 2 gems on some. Who had it?
Sand King has 1. We can have a look.
Gold.
Sand King has 1, and I don't see the other one. Career?
There has been...
There's one in the floor. There's one in the Radiant base. There's one on the floor. There it is. So KINGUIN hold. One hero down, and they hold.
The Roche will respawn in a minute, so this is good for OG. All the heroes will be out.
Is this a big fear now for OG? The fact that they were 5v4 and they couldn't close out the game?
Yeah, well, that was a solo echo on Gyro just to lock him down for not being able to use a BKB.
Yeah.
Let's see what big items on the side of OG. There should be a Bloodthorn on Nature's Prophet soon, and AC on the Lycan, but they're not going to have a buyback.
I guess the other way to look at it is, from OG's perspective, obviously, we have perfect info.
Yes.
We know Gyro doesn't have buyback, but I guess OG, when you're moving up high ground, you're 5v4, you're kind of towing that line, making sure that if Gyro buys back, you're not out of position completely. So they could have potentially, all in onto tier 4s, all in for the team fight, stomped KINGUIN and won the game there, but they didn't know. We knew, but OG didn't. So
that's a good point.
Thinking back on it, makes a lot more sense now as OG trying to correct themselves again. Mid lane, bot lane, pushed in towards Raddy base. Top lane being dealt with by No-Tail. See TP's back home. Familiars scouting Roshan. The big man is alive with Refresher Shard this time around. And KINGUIN pinging it out. They see Roshan there.
They have a bird on Roche.
They sure do.
And they know where they are because he just used the Ice Vortex.
The bird dies to the glaives.
They're not going to be there in time. This Roche is going to go down. They have no global presence besides Nature's Prophet. That's a Refresher Shard.
Here comes Jirax. You've got to respect the Earthshaker. Roshan dropping low, down to 500 HP. They move forward. Pushing out S4. The BKB's up, and they've got the Aegis Shield from Roshan already. Sam does take down the Aegis Apparition as No-Tail. He's moved in bottom. No-Tail in towards that Sand King. Pops his BKB to try and stand and fight. They are the fight. The second one in the mid lane, though. There's the force into Echo. He's going to die. The first life gone. No-Tail gone. For 75 seconds. And KINGUIN coming into battle around the Gyro. They've got to watch them off. The G's eaten up by Nisha. Double force stab away in battle. Burrow straight back as the Lycan moves forward. But Jirax jumps the Rubik. Slaps him around a little bit there. And Rubik's dead for 80. Another BKB. Double force again. They are shifting these heroes around the map. The big Burrow from Patrick catches Seth. He's got AC but no final BKB. And that will be the end of the Lycan. OG with 2 heroes gone for quite some time. And KINGUIN chasing forward. This is their time to shine. They take out 3 of OG's. And again, no objectives secured.
They've taken down the Aegis. There's no cheese, and someone popped a Refresher Shard. I did not see who did it.
I guess Gyro for a second. KB
Probably,
but I didn't see it either.
No buybacks on Nature's Prophet nor on Seb. Like, this is all in game. Who loses the next fight will lose the game. S4 shoving in bottom lane, trying to force KINGUIN back and deal with them. Exotic Deer doesn't BKB, and this might prove to be an awkward situation, but S4's getting ice blasted here. Prophet.
S4 dead, Dandy, Mr. No-Tail, very big and very strong, pulls off the Ancient Apparition over towards the Dire base though. Nisha with the double damage room going to work. Fisher blocked in. Lotus Sword will return the Soul Assumption to fly. This is a range tracks going down though as Nisha thinks about the melee, but they don't have the reinforcements anywhere nearby. No-Tail, he TP's top, gets 2 hits and then TP's out. Oh, does he? No. Does he?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This play is really not worth it. Even if you get 5-10 hits and still die, if you don't kill the Rags, it's just not worth it. Especially if you don't have a buyback.
Yeah, dead for 70 seconds again. Luna, Gyro, Sand King, 3 heroes with buyback, and everyone else is without. Lycan, Furion, and Lashrak, all 800 to 900, even 1,000 gold away from it. Earthshaker is closing in on a buyback of his own. But this game is getting very, very interesting. 2k net worth lead for KINGUIN now as they are moving forward towards the Luna. She has to BKB here, surely. Oh, no, just 4 stats over the Fisher. Okay. Familiars don't catch up. And the mid lane line is drawn. Pings are thrown out. And high ground about to be breached again.
No Lycan, no profit for 30 seconds. They might go for tier 4s now.
There is Nisha. Not really the highest damage values coming out of this gyro, but with the cooldown to S4 and fly, Kantos misses the punch strike. May have opened himself up for a bit of a downfall here. The Earth split will land, and Jirax's Echo Slam does a little bit, but not a lot. Exotic Tear turns for the Eclipse. Flies tanky though with that Gravekeeper's Cloak. They secure themselves the melee racks, the full racks in mid. But here we go. There's a Fisher. Split Earth lands. Exotic Tear. Manta get away. Still no BKB, and Nisha trying to go to work with the aggressive four-step. Jirax flies the gyro into the and KINGUIN, they overstep their bounds. Gyro has to buy back. Luna has to buy back because they now need to defend their base. Up against OG with no Sand King for 100 seconds. No buyback for 7 minutes. OG, a sigh of relief it feels like from these lads, as KINGUIN have given them another win condition.
And no one has a buyback besides Earthshaker and Gyro, but Gyro needs the... Well, he's gonna need the buyback, and no Divine Rapier on him yet.
What's his money like? 5.6 thousand. Definitely saving up towards it. S4 back up to 6 Bloodstone charges now as he dipped down to like 3 at one point. But he's finding them little by little, though they're pinging, they're aiming. They want S4, no BKB for 5. And in comes the telekinesis. He's done. Buyback is available and he's got boots of travel, so potentially here we see that Lestrak come into the fight. Glyph forced with the tier 4s being pressured by the Lycan, and there's the gyro. Returns to the battle, but Rubik, how's he died? No tail.
Yeah, no tail, same spot. Oh, Big Daddy.
Well, 2 heroes dead for 60 and 80.
They're gonna wait for that because Nisha bought back, so this favors OG a lot more, and Glyph is used, so they're gonna wait it out, maybe farm the buyback on Lycan if possible.
How far is he? Oh, not that
1,000.
far. Not that far. 1,000 gold away. Ah, that's fine. Oh, dearie me. 622 unreliable gold. The bounty runes will help out a little bit. Luna and Gyro. Full satanic for Luna. And she knows she has no buyback for 6 minutes, so just buys out completely.
500 gold away from Divine Rapier. That could change the things. As the clarity itself so far, yet so close.
Oh, look at the wolves. He's gone for the wolf tower. Oh, I know. Chaps from Echo. Nisha in trouble. Dead for 110. This is OG's time. They've got 5 alive. The buyback from Profit, of course, was expended, but Exotic Deer with the Eclipse coming out. Not doing a hell of a lot here. Turned around and immediately now by S4. And the magic damage too much to handle. This has to be it now, Lacoste.
That's a game. He got caught out of position. 150 gold away from a Divine Rapier, farming that aggressively with no vision. And look at the vision from OG.
They see everything. The great wall of wards here from OG as GG is called. ESL won Birmingham. You're going to have OG with you. They qualify through the closed European walls here. Team KINGUIN. They had a nice little road through. And then the Polish lads. Best of 4, best of 5.
Yeah, this is...